Now, Bobby, are you picking this up?
Yep.
I knew it.
Yep. I'd rather people not talk about what it could be and actually talk about what it is, so I can get excited about what it is and not get my hopes up too high and it fails. But maybe if my hopes are very low and it's good, then I'm like, that was a good movie.
Yeah, well, it's already too late for me. Okay. Point for it. Unless they make like a Magnus roller and they make it like a baby blue, because I do like Magnus. I would probably pick that up.
That would be very interesting since Magnus doesn't really have a trailer. Hey, what's going on, BBC fans? I've got some interesting news for you today. So, as always, I'm Bobby the Bot.
And I'm James the Con.
So, let's jump into the news.
And why don't we start off with some leaks? So, we don't have any pictures yet of a lot of these. We have a few of them. So, this is just an overview. So, we're going to be a lot of words for the next few minutes. So, this is from TFW's JT Prime 17. So, thank you, JT Prime 17, for leaking these. So, for Buzzworthy Bumblebee, so the Target exclusives, we've got 86 Hound, which is on the screen. That was leaked. I think that was 2 or 3 months ago, something like that. We've also got the Studio Series Hatchet, which actually looks kind of cool as a not movie collector. Turns into a quadruped. There's pictures of that out there if you want to see it. And then there's also Bumblebee 2. So I don't know if this is going to be another Bumblebee, or if this is just a placement because it's the Buzzworthy Bumblebee line. And then there's going to be a Studio Series Leader. And then it looks like that is going to be the TF4 Grimlock, which I have a picture of the original release right here. So they're going to re-release that. So, Bobby, before we move on to the other exclusives, what do you think about these?
So that Hound I will be picking up. And I'll have to see everything else.
That makes sense.
Yeah, the Hound is definitely happening, and then we'll kind of play it by ear. I mean, anything 86 I'm in for, but I don't know about the rest of that stuff.
That's exactly what I expected from you. I am out on the Hound because I want it as Beatrice. So I think that is supposed to be coming up. It's leaked, so I have my fingers crossed, because whether it's Siege or the 86 line, I'll get either of them. Hatchet looks interesting because, again, it's a quadruped. At least I think it is. And I've always thought that was kind of cool to have SUV turn into that. I already have that Grimlock. I got it when it came out back, in 2017 or something, so I'm not going to be picking it up. It is a good figure. I do recommend it if you're into Studio Series, or like me, you just like a spiky Transformer, which this was in my eyes. And the Bumblebee 2, I am indifferent to, because who knows what it is.
Right.
So we'll see. Now I'm gonna just go through Amazon, Walmart, and Pulse, because we don't know what a lot of them are, and if we do know what they are, we already talked about them. So for Amazon, we've got a Studio Series multi-pack. I'm assuming this is going to be the villains, because they already did the Autobots of the first movie. We've got an Ecom Capsule 1 Comic 2-pack, an Ecom Capsule 2, and an Ecom Capsule 4, and the Capsule 4 is the Voyager Nacelle, which we talked about. And I know both of us are interested in that, to see how that comes out.
Yes.
So I think this Ecom Capsule is going to be their next line. Like, they had the Wreckers line, and then they had where they were going from planet to planet type of line. So I think that's going to be Amazon's next exclusive line. For Walmart, we have Retro 6 and 8. So, Bobby, I hope you didn't jump the gun and get some of those fourth-party ones, because they might be coming out with some of those figures. And then for Pulse, we have DTC 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the only one we know of is 2, which is the Leader SG Grimlock. So I know that's a lot, but that's everything. Out of those, I'm really only interested in the nacelle, but I'm interested to see what the other Amazon repaints are, because I know they have some really good repaints in that line. So that's what I'm hoping for. and I'm assuming the DTCs are going to be SG ones. And as much as I hate to say it, I'm going to be out unless they look cool because it's a very lazy line.
I mean, for me, it's going to be the nacelle, and then I'll see what other figures they repaint into Amazon. Same as you said. The retro pack, definitely probably going to be in on some of those. And then I am in on that leader Grimlock, the Shadow Glass Grimlock. So there's a lot in here that I'm actually interested in. I'm really anxious to see what the other figures look like.
Yes, and this is what I get excited about. The repaints. This is what exactly, of course. So I'm really hoping Hasbro pulls some fun stuff out of the bag for me, because it's been kind of flatlining, which would be an awesome name for a hearse transformer. Just saying.
A hearse transformer.
I've seen what's it called? Artwork of a Decepticon medic called Flatline that's a hearse. I don't remember who. So if you thought of it, good on you, because that's an amazing idea.
Hard pass.
Even if it's G1 style.
Even if it's G1 style, hard pass.
Oh, that would be so cool. It would have to, and the coffin should come out and become like a bazooka or something. That would be top notch. So let's go into what was just announced and actually look at some figures. The first one is the first look at Rise of the Beasts Titan Scourge. Now, I read somewhere, I think it was on Reddit, they called him Lankytron, and that's what he is. He is Lanky Kong as a Transformer. This thing is interesting in all the wrong ways.
Oh, man. It looks like the world's tallest man or something like that, or like somebody standing on stilts or something. Yeah, that's very interesting. This will not be making it to this won't make it into my hands unless I'm literally wanting to turn it over to see like what's really going on here. Definitely not a fan. I'm curious if who may be a fan of this and why. Please leave something in the comments if you like this, and please share why, because I mean it almost looks like it has a Spawn face. I've always thought that with this character, but otherwise that's as far as it gets for me.
Well, I think the people who this is for won't be commenting because they're too young.
I don't know.
Because I can see this really clicking with a 5-6 year old. These are cheap toys, cheap big toys. So I think some kid can have fun with it. I'm just sad that their introduction to Transformers would be this.
Well, and the thing is, because I just bought my daughter some Transformers today, and she's 3, but this says ages 6+, so it's not necessarily for too young of kids. I mean,
correct.
So it is kind of
yeah. Well, that was the only just announced Hasbro version or Hasbro figure. So let's move on to some third-party ones. The first one is Like Toys upgrade set for the Demon Knight Defensor. So that Demon Knight Defensor was that KO Defensor we looked at a little while ago. That's a knockoff of the Combiner Wars.
Combiner Wars, yes.
Yes. So will this be swaying you into picking that set up? Because I know you were not picking it up.
Not at all. Like Toys put some really nice stuff out there, but I believe this set is $300.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I will not be picking this one up for that kit. Now, there's some other kits that they make that are still around that same price point, but they are, like there's one for the Computron set that I believe you have.
Oh yes. The Make Toys Computron.
Make Toys.
I'm like, I don't have anything like Toys, but I understand you were talking about.
Make Toys. I'm sorry, the Make Toys.
Yes.
The Computron sets you have. So they have Like Toys made a kit for that, and I think that's like $300. And also, so their kits are typically around that price. So I did pick up their Devastator set, but that was like $30. So this one
Yes.
is out of my price range.
Yes. I think the head is amazing that I have on screen right here. They did a really good job sculpting that head. I really like that head. It'd look a little cooler if it had a red chin strap. I'm assuming that's not like G1 accurate, but I just think a red chin strap works well with Devastator. I mean Defensor, excuse me. But I don't like this compared to what it normally looks like. I like the original Hotspot torso better. This is kind of boring, honestly. I know it's more G1 accurate and that's what people are going for, but I would prefer just to leave it as is. But I do like that all the kibble turns into a car. I think that is really cool.
That's very cool, very creative, and I love having stuff that does, where it just doesn't sit out. And honestly, that's my gripe with G1. But of course, we didn't know any better. The stuff didn't tuck away anywhere or do anything cool. So I like this aspect of it.
Yes, I completely agree. This is really cool. The forethought and the engineering that they did to put into this, I think if you're looking for this figure, would be worth it for the price alone. But I don't think either of us are looking for another Defensor.
Yeah, I didn't like the Defensor set that much to invest $300 into it. If I like the set more, then I would possibly pay for the upgrade.
Well, you don't have the set.
I do not have the. I have no. I'm saying like because since it's a KO of the.
Yes, I understand what you're saying now.
I have the Combiner Wars, and I didn't like the set enough to buy this set, which means that I wouldn't have bought the Like Toys upgrade as well.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I really did like that Defensor. It was just outclassed very quickly by what is it? Make Toys Defensor. So
there's so many different Defensors out there now.
So moving on to another combiner, we've got the first glimpses of Magic Square's Swindle in leg mode. So for you Legends collectors, there you go. I think this is shaping up to be a really good figure. Now, Bobby, since you've gotten a few Legends figures and you've dipped you're up to your knee, not your toes, all the way up to your knee in the Legends pool. You gonna get this?
I am not going to get this. I am passing. So I do like the way it looks, but I'm not a huge fan of Bruticus, so that made it easy. I like Bruticus as a combiner, but it's not my favorite. If it was a Computron, done.
You are so thirsty for a Computron. It doesn't even matter if it's Legends.
It's bad. It's really bad. So if Legends came out with a Computron before there was a good masterpiece out, done. So got it. Bring it on. Then I'd accept if you started calling me a Legends collector at that point in time. But
that's when I can. That's the threshold. I'm gonna remember that. Okay, so staying in the Legends category, we have a new company, as far as I know, which is Caillou Models. And this is a possible Legends scale Windblade. And this looks like the Flame Toys model kit Windblade that they scaled down. And supposedly it might come with their Metroplex. And I'm assuming that's the same company that's making that Metroplex. I could be wrong. So yeah, this is pretty good. I liked the original model kit. I thought it looked really nice. I didn't pick it up myself, but I thought it looked really nice. So I think this would go good with a Metroplex. I know you probably don't know Windblade's story. Why she's coming? She could speak to Titans. That's like her thing. So
I think I remember that from watching.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
But that's actually Metroplex underneath her in the white. So
exactly. My point exactly.
Yeah, those are the leg shin things. So I am a sucker for a Metroplex too. So
this might be in your collection.
Well,
if it gets bundled with the Metroplex.
Actually, I am holding out for, even though as we just talked about them, I'm holding out for the Like Toys. David, I believe it's called.
Yeah.
So I am holding out for that Metroplex. So that is going to be, that's going to be serious whenever that happens.
We'll see, Mr. Legends Collector. You'll probably buy this one too. So the same company is also supposedly making a Raiden. So I gonna be honest with you, I don't remember which one, and I can't tell which member of Raiden this is. I think it's the orange one.
The orange and green.
Yeah,
I think so too.
I think that's who this is. But this is really cool. I've
I-
got to say.
I'm amazed that these train bots have just gotten really popular over the last 2 years or so. I mean, the Moon Studio set, I love it. So glad I picked it up. There's some people out there who really love the Takara version, and I can see this filling in that love in a legend scale.
Yeah, you kind of have the Takara one being like a chug version, even though they call it Masterpiece. You've got the Radiotron being like a Masterpiece one, and then you got this one being Legend. So you can pick and choose which one you want.
Yes.
So moving on, we've got some Funby Studios stuff. And the first thing is a battle axe for War from Cybertron for their Optimus Prime. And this does not look like what it looks like in the game, but it is cool nonetheless. And I would totally pick this up in another color just to have somebody with a battle axe, because this is really cool.
I see this over one of your figures all day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I just don't like the orange because the orange is very iconic of Optimus Prime, and this is a little too metal, should I say, for Optimus Prime. So, but one that I'm honestly thinking about getting, if I can get my hands on it easy, is the mace for Megatron, because this thing is sick. Now, I already have my Megatron with his mace, the Cybertronian, the dark version, but this is really, really cool stuff.
Well, when I saw this, I knew it screamed James. I was just like, yeah, this is probably right up his alley, and I knew the colors were gonna, excite you. I like it. I really liked the axe for Prime, but I wouldn't get either one. I don't think for any of my figures, because it does look too metal. Both of them look just a little bit too metal for me. It looks like like this would be in a heavy metal concert, and somebody would like smash some stuff with these weapons, and I'm good.
Oh, Bobby, we're gonna go to Guar one of these days.
I'll go in spirit.
Yeah, but honestly, I probably won't pick these up just because I have other things to spend my money on, more important things. But I like them.
I think they're cool. I really think.
Maybe cool. If he's at a TFCon and he has a booth out, because I know he was at another convention, I might pick one up then.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
So going back to our original conversation, we're going to see some Legends figures, and I think you're going to pick them up because you are the Legends collector in this duo, and that is the Legends Guardian, or as they're calling it, Dagon, which I'm going to talk about their names in a second. Now, Bobby, are you picking this up?
Yep.
I knew it.
Yep. You know what? I think over the last 60 days, no, I can't even say that long. Over the last 30 days, you can actually probably start calling me Omega Supreme, because I think I've picked up 3 Omega Supremes in the last 30 days. And
wow,
that's not counting this one that I am placing the order.
And the black one.
And the black one, which I've already placed the order on. And I have a feeling you're going to do something else to me.
You mean like show you Yogg, which is the Dark Guardian?
Yeah.
What, is this one in your cart already?
It is not. I'm on the fence. So I don't know. I might be Omega Supremed out. But so I already have the original Legends one, the toy version. Then the black one, the blue one's coming. I have Fans Toys. I have DX9s that I picked up this month, and I have the Wei Zhang that I picked up at TFCon. So It's a lot of Omega Supremes.
It definitely is. Now, with this character in particular, I guess this is the Dark Guardian robot, which was in the show. I thought this was referencing Lugnut from Animated, which probably might have made me pull the trigger. But as far as what it is, I'm not going to get it. But I've got to say, their names are amazing, and I got to give it to New Age. Calling one of them Dagon and one of them Yog, after Yog-Sothoth, and Dagon, the Deep One from Lovecraft's books, H.P. Lovecraft's. I got to give it to somebody over at New Age for knowing, pulling out the deep cuts, because that is chef's kiss third-party naming conventions. Yeah. Just because you haven't read, have you heard of Cthulhu?
Nope.
Oh, so you've never heard of Lovecraft with it? Okay. Well, this was for me. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite writers.
Yeah. This Omega Supreme is really, really cool too. So I'm
really posable.
Very posable.
Like, that's why I picked both of these pictures on the side. Is there are not many figures that can get into those poses, and for an Omega Supreme to do that is very cool.
And the transformation is really fun. So I'm all for it. The tank actually rolls, with some special, I think it's 27A batteries or something like that. A single battery, and it actually goes around the track, and I loved it, so I'm in for at least 2 more.
Oh, well,
the blue one and the black
one. Convince me on one of these.
Yeah, so
let's move on to some updates. So the first thing, which I think I'm excited for, maybe, which is a movie toy, is the Scorponok. Not that weird rhino in the corner, but that Scorponok with Sand Spear is really cool. I really like it, and if it's a cheap little toy, I'm gonna be picking this up. So there it is in robot mode. That abomination that is that Rhinox, I don't know what's going on with it. But Sand Spear looks really cool. Like, I can add this to my ranks of Predacons. And what's even cooler is there's a CGI version of him. So will we have Predacons in the movie? Are these like are these being hidden from everything? And this was actually leaked or shown by Takara. So are we going to be having the Predacons? Because that might make me excited for the movie again. Because right now it's very low.
I swear, this movie has so many possibilities of what it can be. I feel like a ping pong ball bouncing all over the place, because it's like at first it's this, and then it might be this, and then it might be this. And I think these rumors are actually building it up to be possibly something that could be a failure. I'd rather I'd rather people not talk about what it could be and actually talk about what it is, so I can get excited about what it is and not get my hopes up too high and it fails. But maybe if my hopes are very low and it's good, then I'm like, that was a good movie.
Yeah, well, it's already too late for me. Okay. So, keeping in the movie line, we've got new pictures of Rise of the Beast, the mainline deluxe Mirage. And this doesn't look horrible. I'm going to be honest. Is it Mirage? No. Is it even close to Jazz? No. But is it a decent looking toy? Yeah, it is.
In bot mode, it almost looks cell shaded. The color, or not cell shaded, the lining.
Oh, okay, panel lined. Yes.
Panel line, yes.
Okay.
Which I do like. I like the colors and the detail in the figure. We talked about this when we saw, from just a picture, and I like the wheels on the alt mode.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't look at it as Mirage or as Jazz, and I'm thinking of it as, I might call them hologram or something like that, then I can go with it. I think the part that's bothering me so much is that they refer to it as Mirage and it looks like Jazz, and that's the problem.
No, I understand, because if they called Megatron, who's T-Rex Dinobot, that would get on my nerves.
Yeah.
So I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
So moving on, we've got the Flame Toys, the Action Leo Prime, and this is the official sample. Now, this is not the kit. This is the complete action figure. So this looks pretty good. It could get into a lot of poses, as you can see right here. It doesn't transform, so if you've been watching the channel, you know I'm out. And Bobby, what about you?
I mean, I remember when I used to be able to get my knee up that high.
So you're going to be picking it up to go down memory lane?
No, not at all. He needs some to take some weight gainer. He's really thin looking.
Yeah.
I love the posability, but like you, it doesn't transform. So I'm not in for just collecting robots. I don't know what the price range is on this, since it's.
So this, I don't. They have like two lines. This is either going to be about 100, 150, or $450.
Right.
I don't know which one this goes into, because I know their Tarn was like $450, and their Megatron and stuff. So I think this is their smaller $100 line. But even then, like I wouldn't. No offense to them, I think this looks really good.
It does look good.
I wouldn't even pick this up for $20 at Target, just because I have no place to put it in my collection.
That's it for me. if I had unlimited space and unlimited resources, you know, I could have a statue room or an action figure room. But since I don't, I have to go with ones that transform and stay true to my love. And so this will not be making it. I do like the colors. I do like, it seems very posable. It's inspiring me to try to start working out again, but that's about it for me.
Sounds good. I like the sword too. I really like the green blade on the sword. It's very unique and really pops, especially against the green or the red figure, excuse me.
Yeah.
So next we have more pictures of Fans Alliance MP Roller. Now, I have a question for you, because I don't have the MP10 or the Masterpiece. Does that little thing that's behind him come with those figures, or is that for this figure?
So it comes with the MP44 and the MP10 and stuff. Yeah, and it's kind of cool with that, because it does actually connect to Roller.
Yeah.
And so I
think that's. Oh, I don't have a picture of it, but yes, it does connect. Just like if you look right here, it's connected with the trailer. It's the same type of thing. Yeah.
So that was something completely different from the G1 toy that I grew up with. So I remember when I first got the Masterpiece, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, I guess, kind of different. But I'm all in for both of these, both colors.
Yep. That's what I expected. These are the first pictures of vehicle mode that we have, and I really do like it. It really depends on the price. If the price is right and it's $60 or so, might be picking it up. No, was the price already announced?
No. I'm just thinking it's gonna probably be about the 80, 85 point.
Yeah. See, I'd be out, because I mean, as much as I like it, I'm not interested in it unless there's a cool color combination that they're gonna do. Like I think we talked about in the last video, giving it as Toxitron's roller with some neon oranges and pinks and greens, and then I might pick it up. But as far as it is, I have no point for it. Unless they make like a Magnus roller and they make it like a baby blue, because I do like Magnus. I would probably pick that up.
That would be very interesting, since Magnus doesn't really have a trailer per se like Prime does.
Yeah, exactly. But that's honestly the only way they would get me to pick this up.
Yeah.
And your Magnus doesn't have a trailer. I prefer my Magnus without any armor.
Yeah. Nope. Magnus has to have
what's it called? Delta Magnus's gig. I don't want Ultra Magnus looking like Delta Magnus. Delta Magnus is more important. Moving on, we've got the Bumblebee RC figure from 3.0. So this is a high-end figure, probably going to be about $300-400. I just find it really strange that they're doing a Bumblebee figure. This was announced like a year ago, but they're doing a Bumblebee figure when the Rise of the Beasts RC is right here. You think they would have canceled this and pushed them to make a new one for the new movie?
Maybe they had already invested their dollars into making the figure, and
and I do think that's the case. But I mean, those canceled other stuff with a flick of the wrist. But I think this looks better than the new movie version, if I'm going to be honest with you.
1000% agree. That's literally why I leaned in a little bit, because I was just like, that actually looks really good. You know,
it looks really good, yeah. You know, but this isn't how she looks like in the new movie. She has a red, unfortunately.
Yeah, so. and I mean, she looks more white than pink. I don't know. So it could use a little bit more pink coloring in there, like around her.
I think her chest is actually quite a bit of the pink. You just can't see it in this
pose. Yeah, because
crouched over position.
Yeah, because the thighs look like they're the thigh that's bent up, the right thigh. It looks like there's some pink tones there, but yeah. But I like this a lot. And again, if I collected these types of figures, I'd be all in for it.
Yeah,
I really do like this RC.
Yeah. I agree. So something that I don't know if you're gonna get is the Vectron Labs Devastator. Now I know there's been some drama, which we're not going to talk about with that. You could go watch other people's videos if you want to know what's going on with the drama with these guys. But they do still seem like they're coming out with this stuff. It does look decent. I just hope that people have another Devastator to choose from. They have some stiff competition with Ocular Max. I think that they're going to lose a lot of business because Ocular Max and MMC are well-established companies with very good track records. And, you know, I wouldn't doubt it if Fans Toys or something comes along with their own Devastator eventually.
Well, X-Transbot is working on theirs as well.
That's another one. So I think they've got some very stiff competition.
Well, I think the part that's the hard part about them is because it's a new company that's already had issues. Whatever, you know, as you said, you can talk about those, you know, amongst yourselves. But there's a lot of information out there about the issues that they've had. At least with X-Transbots, for instance, which I do have a pre-order in for their long haul and their scavenger, is it? Scrapper?
I believe so.
I do have pre-orders in for both of those. I know eventually those will come. I did initially have a pre-order in on this, and then I started seeing all the stuff come up about them and delays and this, that, and the other. I love the fact that they're really transparent, but it doesn't give me faith that it's going to happen. And so I ended up canceling my pre-order.
I was never even thinking about picking these up. Just not even because of the drama or whatever, but just because I don't need another Devastator. My KO KBB Devastator with the orange clear plastic, more than enough for me. He's never been my favorite, so I won't. Even though he's neon green and purple, which are my two favorite colors, he's not. He's never been my favorite. I think it's the construction vehicles that are so boring to me, personally.
Oh, yeah. As a kid.
But I can see why people would like these. And as a kid, yes, you're right. In G1, you didn't have nothing else.
Yeah. Well, it's the first combiner, and it was just like, I remember watching the episode, and I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
And, you know, it just took my breath away. You know, 6 vehicles combined into one. And then when I got the toy, it's like, this is amazing. So, yeah, the nostalgia makes me want to get all the Devastators. I
can totally see that. So, moving on to something I think you are getting, we've got Make Toys, Ramjet and Thrust. So, these guys are 90% shins. And we've talked about it before. I do not like those knee pads, and this just exasperates that point. They are huge. from the knee down. It is ridiculous. And I think their arms are collapsed, so it's
They are collapsed.
more obvious. But like, give me a break. I don't understand it.
So they are huge, and I did get the exclusives from TF Source. Now they're everywhere. So like Ion Storm and I can't even think of
Acid Storm.
Acid Storm, yeah, orange, blue. They look like a bag of Skittles. So I got all 4 of those. 3 of them had hand issues. The green one I just got actually worked perfectly, so I was very happy with it. So that is my only hang up with these. I will be picking these up. I love cone heads, so and they do look good. Even with the huge
I'll give it to them. If I was to Photoshop the legs a little smaller, they'd probably look good. Or if I was to see them with the legs actually extended, I'm sure.
Yeah, and like I was just about to say, the legs have to be extended.
Arms, I understand these are, but that was the first thing I saw. Now I have a question for you. What's that T?
So that is actually when you transform him or into the jet mode. They come with a stand, and so that attaches to the underside so they can sit on the stand.
Gotcha. Well, I will be interested to see how these look in your collection when you get them in.
Yeah, me too.
Whenever they come out. Yeah. So let's go on to what's incoming. So the first thing I think you might be interested in, which is the Bumblebee. So this is coming soon now. It's a Legends figure, and you like Legends figures now, so we'll be seeing that probably, an unboxing on that pretty soon.
From your side of the table.
And a Legends figure that if it wasn't so expensive I would get is the Magic Square Dark Knight. This thing looks so nice. It's just too expensive for what it is.
It does look good. I have not placed an order for it. I have not planned on placing an order for it, but it does look good.
It's in your cart, isn't it?
It's not. I haven't even. I couldn't even tell you what the price is. Put it in a masterpiece scale. Sold.
That might get my attention, unless it's Hasbro, because I don't want to deal with Hasbro quality control or Takara, whatever.
Yeah, if Takara comes up or Fans Toys, done.
So let's see what's been recently released. First thing, I don't know if you have it. We've got Ravage and Rumble. So
Frenzy.
It's Rumble. So go ahead and pick this up if you need it. I don't know if you're getting this or not.
I already have them, so I don't need to get them again.
Sounds good. And the next thing I think you're going to want to get, because it goes with some of your other figures that you recently purchased that are Legend scale, and that's the battle damaged Megatron and Optimus. These go with your Starscream. They have a Omega Supreme already like this. You could get the Grimlock. Boom, you got a whole scene right there. And these were actually, I didn't realize this, these were announced during TFCon Chicago. We were just so tired, I didn't remember.
There was a lot of stuff that came out of TFCon Chicago in comparison to LA. I wasn't even looking at Legends at all at that time, so I definitely looked right on past these. I actually saw them and I passed on them again, so no, I will not be picking these up.
Oh, well, we'll have to keep a close eye on Bobby's collection, because I do think they might be showing up soon.
No, not unless they're on sale.
There you go.
You gotta give me a huge sale, 50% off. I might be in it.
All right, guys. Well, that's everything we have for you today. Always remember, like, share, and subscribe. We really appreciate it. Just clicking on this video helps us out. So thank you very much for watching, and we will see you soon.
Yes, and please don't forget, share your collections, because we will be having that collection review very soon. So as always, till all debates are won.